One of America's most prolific actresses was born Doris Mary Ann Kappelhoff on April 3, 1922, in Cincinnati, Ohio, to Alma Sophia Wells, a housewife, and William Joseph Kappelhoff, a music teacher and choir master. Her grandparents were all German immigrants. She had two brothers, Richard, who died before she was born, and Paul, a few years older. Her parents divorced while she was still a child and she lived with her mother. Like most little girls, Doris liked to dance. At 14, she formed a dance act with a boy, Jerry Doherty, and they won $500 in a local talent contest. She and Jerry took a brief trip to Hollywood to test the waters. They felt they could succeed, so she and Jerry returned to Cincinnati with the intention of packing and making a permanent move to Hollywood. Tragically, the night before she was to move to Hollywood, she was injured riding in a car hit by a train, ending the possibility of a dancing career. It was a terrible setback, but after taking singing lessons she found a new vocation, and at age 17, she began touring with the Les Brown Band. She met trombonist Al Jordan, whom she married in 1941. Jordan was prone to violence and they divorced after 2 years, not long after the birth of their son Terry. In 1946, Doris married George Weidler, but this union lasted less than a year. Day's agent talked her into taking a screen test at Warner Brothers. The executives there liked what they saw and signed her to a contract. Her early credits are often confused with those of another actress named Doris Day, who appeared mainly in B-westerns in the 1930s and 1940s. Her first starring movie role was in Romance on the High Seas, 1948. The next year, she made 2 more films, My Dream Is Yours, 1949, and It's a Great Feeling, 1949. Audiences took to her beauty, terrific singing voice and bubbly personality, and she turned in fine performances in the movies she made, in addition to several hit records. She made 3 films for Warner Brothers in 1950 and 5 more in 1951. In that year, she met and married Martin Melcher, who adopted her young son Terry, who later grew up to become Terry Melcher, a successful record producer. In 1953, Doris starred in Calamity Jane, 1953, which was a major hit, and several more followed. Lucky Me, 1954, Love Me or Leave Me, 1955, The Man Who Knew Too Much, 1956, and what is probably her best-known film, Pillow Talk, 1959. She began to slow down her filmmaking pace in the 1960s, even though she started out the decade with a hit, Please Don't Eat the Daisies, 1960. In 1958, her brother Paul died. Around this time, her husband, who had also taken charge of her career, had made deals for her to star in